Feature Friday.
The freshest. Okay, so this is Isyana Sarasvati in the Asia in Korea Music Festival round in Korea. I don't know.
I'm not too sure about this performance. I think because it got requested so often, and the more it gets requested, less research I do to be surprised. So let's give it a watch. But I think this might be her singing opera.
Oh,
I'm not too sure.
This is Unlock the Key.
I could be wrong. I could be right.
Live. Oh no, it's like what is it called?
Metal.
Metal, symphonic metal.
Ah.
That's... I love this.
And she is an absolute musical genius with academic background.
That explains it all. Oh, look at her freaking space.
She's not a nobody.
Well, people don't play the piano like that just because.
Oh my god.
It's a powerful singer-songwriter who is loved by the public for her outstanding skills. I couldn't agree more.
Before the public knew Isyana as a pop singer and composer. It is opera. She goes classical though. Pause. I must emphasize though, obviously mind blowing, but I must emphasize that is perhaps our perception of her, Isyana, as the start, was as a pop singer, which was very peculiar, right? Because not to say that being a pop artist is like a bad thing, but it's in her case, it feels like you can't hear short.
Yeah,
You know
very
what I mean?
much so.
To just put in a box, to classify her as anything, it's like cutting her short.
That's right.
Because she's so much more. She's literally just an artist. Like she just creates at the highest level, though.
Wow.
Joke.
It's crazy to me, you know. That's why when people ask me, "Oh, I want to be a singer. What style should I train in?" And I'm like, "Go classical. Go hard." Or don't go, you know, because there's no home to go to. Yeah. You just gotta because when you learn how to do classical, and you have those skill sets, even if you don't professionally take on the route of singing, being a classical singer,
sure.
those skills and the techniques that you learn are so invaluable for the rest of the other genres, and then you awaken these adaptability skills that come with trying to implement those classical techniques into normal popular music. But it's interesting though, because the adaptability, it comes from constant practice. So some people say that classical singers can't do pop because they're set in certain ways.
So rigid in terms.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case. I think every person that trains classically has the ability to create amazing pop tracks.
It's like saying someone who does powerlifting can't be flexible.
Exactly.
You know, you can, but you gotta train both just as well.
Exactly, and that obviously is a skill set on its own. Yeah. That's a task on its own.
Hard.
It's like when people ask, "Oh, I want to start dancing. Where do I start?" Ballet. That's where you start. Foundations and the classical training of it all.
Yeah, and I guess to some extent, go to the extreme in the mindset to believe as if you were gonna do this for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So you really do instill those sort of fundamentals and those basics. In the most regimented way of art.
And then it might be the most excruciating 3 years of your life, but then when you come out and you have the ability to incorporate your own creativity and your own vision
to commercial
into those skill sets that you learned, my god, it's so exciting because you create something that's yours, that's truly possible in your own mind, and that is something that creates amazing performances like this.
You find that evolving then to pop or metal or rock, it's actually a bit easier.
Yeah.
Still requires a lot of work, but it's a bit easier for you because you have such mastery over one of the most difficult skills in music or dance or sport.
Yeah, or at least you have a very good understanding.
Yeah.
And that gives you enough depth as an artist.
Yeah, I agree. Piano, electron, flute, violin, saxophone. Ah. Dude, just the tempo of that was fucking bizarre. Nice. Very nice.
Oh, he's just what the friggin' what?
Turn it around. Fuck. That is awesome. Oh my god, what
Friggin'
the fuck? That is insane, that's brilliant. Okay, pause.
Whew,
Do
let's
explain,
talk.
please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk. Did you see her body anchoring? How freaking wonderful it was, and how much it created. How much it created on that space.
So high anchor.
Yeah, beautiful, Efra. Wonderful. That is. If you don't pop the chest, it doesn't work.
Nope.
Listen, her vocal modulation here, like her facial modulation. Let's talk about that. It's very subtle, but it's very obvious how much is the inner work, the inner of the mouth is working, right? So the space, the bigness, the warmth, and the connection here to the chest, creating that resonance without losing the big space right at the back with that amazing classical sound. But it's a classical sound that is neo-contemporary, right? So you got this idea of old sounding with new hints of contemporary singing into it, so that it's not completely operatic, but it's also not completely contemporary singing either. So she's in this really wonderful mix that is absolutely difficult to obtain, and it comes from that comfortable position in her range. So she can choose how far in that contemporary twang can we go, and how much of that rounded sound of the classical training can come through. It's really difficult though, and the breath control is very delicate. She understands that everything's really well structured. Well, in a piece like that, you need to be really well structured. It's so dynamic. The time signature has changed at least 4 times to this point. The score itself is all over the freaking place, accidentals everywhere, and she's not only giving you a vocal performance, but she's also using the piano as part of the artistic experience of it all, which is already a complicated skill. So there is a lot happening here, and this is not only wowing, like wow, it has the wow factor, but technically speaking, this is perhaps one of the most complicated performances I have ever witnessed.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a good piece of evidence, like Exhibit A, to why there is so much value in academia, and also the comprehension of different styles, and the willingness to do your due diligence in such depth in different genres, and really learn discipline so that you can then become sort of a master of one skill to then master another, and you can then merge them. Like, for example, her complete comfort and dominance over the piano. It's only that allows it to also be another platform, another trampoline, if you like, to her singing. If not, it will sound empty. I mean, to some extent, it is a good choice to bring in this performance, the DJ. I wouldn't have expected to bring someone like that, but it's very smart. Pre-record some of the layers, some chorus lines, or chorus, what do you call it, vocalizations, and take that stress off your head and let the girl shine in what she's good at without having to worry that it may sound somewhat empty, yeah, not as full as it should.
Well, I think the track and the layered vocals what are creating is what the depth that you would expect from a string section.
Yeah.
From so you have it there amplified with her vocals.
There is someone else I'm missing. I don't know if it's someone on the synth. I'm not too sure, but it's someone on the far right.
It's a keyboard player too.
Right, I just can't see from here.
And I was gonna say this. It's really cool that nobody's reading anything. So the whole structure of the song, it's like...
That is fucking cool, but it's
memorized.
harder.
That's pretty freaking mad, though.
Yeah, that is...
Anyways, carrying on. I mean, what?
And she's so young as well.
Cool!
Yeah, very nice. I noticed that dragging just for effect.
Oh my goodness, what on the guacamole?
That's awesome.
The DJ's keeping in track on the tempo with that rubato section.
Well, another good little detail is some of you probably caught it. Bassist turned around and really looked at the drummer there because you want actually the drummer there to drag a bit, to just create a bit of impact, a bit of a slow motion type of feel like in a movie. This is the climax. This is the moment where we all go home after this.
Yeah.
So you want to try and spread this out as much as you can, and you want to try and ignite as much emotion as you can. So you can get lost.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so.
But it's really well tracked though, because you have the DJ has a click. I think he has a click.
Yep.
So even if they're dragging back on that rubato feel right towards the end, he was physically signaling when the beat is coming in, when's the next phrase, and I really like how well of that communication spread out, and she maintained her absolute stillness in the performance, in the moment. That's how you know you need the perfect support system to maintain and highlight such talent.
I mean, she's truly an anomaly and very unique the way when she performs. She's like in her own world, man. It's really bizarre. It's like it's next level stuff, you know.
It really is. It's rather impressive.
Yeah, like stuff that works for her may not work for someone else, you know. But it's certainly a good example. She's certainly another great example of you can reach a great level of mastery of music fairly young. I think she's under 30. I think she's like 26, 27.
My gosh.
Yeah, so imagine, I mean, realistically, imagine she's been involved in music since she was 5 years old, 6 years old, right?
Academically speaking, I think so.
Yeah, that's 20 years of her doing this, right? That's more than enough for you to understand music and so yeah, I mean, she certainly does. And props to those musicians. I'd love to know all the names if you guys know them.
Absolutely.
Again to this. Oh wow, they changed it again. Dude, it's such a mess, I don't understand. Wow. What the fuck? Was it a spoiler for the next one?
Sorry.
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
what the guacamole?
Yeah. Very intriguing that they don't read or anything. These are sort of pieces I would imagine some would like to read, you know, but they don't.
I would love to have a little piece of paper that tells me where to go. What the hell? At least like a little road map.
No, really, props to that drummer. It's really hard to explain how sort of like difficult these sort of pieces are. I've never played anything like that in my life. Neither do I want to. But
I definitely have never sang anything like remotely close to the level of complexity.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not
telling
even
you,
remotely close. I've never played anything like that either.
no, me neither. Not even in the shadow of my mind have I ever thought of even coming close to anything
Yeah.
like that either. You know, it's a type of like. I'm pretty sure that score is probably like 77 pages long.
Love to see how
Wow.
she composes.
I would love to see too. I would love to know if she writes down her ideas and then takes them to transpose them into like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if this is her actual band and her actual musicians. Do
I
they
would think
do they
so.
always work together? Because I'd love to know that process
I would think so.
of the rehearse room and also what.
It's like, yeah, how do you come up
creating.
with these ideas? Like, is it like a team effort to like the time signature changes or
Because they're all geniuses in there.
they are
They're all
100%.
special.
There's nobody there that is like learning or in like new in the whole music. No.
Well, like the term would be like getting carried.
Yeah,
Like, no one's getting carried in. You know what I mean?
Not at all. That's
Well,
freaking wild.
That's all we thought about. And if you do have any answers to any of our questions, do let us know.
Cheers and sanity.
Great stuff.